Assalamu alaikum. And other topic of excretion. The name of the topic is excretion in vertebrates. Later on in this topic, we will discuss the excretion in the most complex vertebrate, the man. So before going to start this topic, I'll explain that excretion in vertebrates includes the excretion in invertebrate chordates, excretion in primitive vertebrate chordates, and excretion in advanced vertebrate chordates. So in this topic we'll discuss in detail these topics. First we are going to discuss the excretion in vertebrates. What are the vertebrates? Vertebrates are those animals which have vertebral column or backbone as the central support system of their bodies. So what is the excretion in vertebrates? First we look how the excretion takes place in invertebrate chordates. Invertebrate chordates. In invertebrate chordates, the excretory structures are segmentally arranged as were present in metanephridia of the earthworm. Earthworm is a segmented worm. In earthworm, segments are present, and in each segment a pair of metanephridia present, which are the excretory tubules, excretory structures. Same is true for the invertebrate chordates. What are invertebrate chordates? First we know what are the chordates. All animals which have notochord in their embryonic life are called as chordates. All animals having notochord made up of cartilage as a central support system in their embryonic life are called as chordates. Chordates are of two types. The first one are invertebrate chordates. These are those chordates in which the notochord after the embryonic life dissolves and no vertebral column develops. These are called as invertebrate chordates. For example, the urochordates, the cephalochordates, which are also called as tunicates and lancelets, are the invertebrate chordates. These chordates do not have vertebral column as the central support system but have notochord in their embryonic life, so we'll call them as invertebrate chordates. It is thought that these invertebrate chordates are the ancestors of vertebrate chordates. And now what are these vertebrate chordates? In vertebrate chordates, the notochord, which was made up of cartilage, a central support system in the embryonic life, converted into a bony tissue, vertebral column or backbone in the later life, the life after the embryonic life. It is thought that the invertebrate chordates are the ancestors, the forefathers of these vertebrate chordates. So we were talking about the excretion in invertebrate chordates. In invertebrate chordates, the excretory structures are segmentally arranged. Segmentally arranged means there are segments, and in segments the excretory tubules are present, just like the metanephridia in the earthworm. After it, we'll learn about the vertebrates. Now we can categorize the vertebrates into two groups. First, the primitive vertebrates. What are primitive vertebrates? The vertebrates which are ancient, which are less advanced. The first vertebrates, for example, the hagfish is a primitive vertebrate. This hagfish has kidneys, but in kidneys segments are present, and the excretory tubules are present in these segments. I can say that the excretory tubules are excretory structures in primitive vertebrates like hagfish are also present in segments. This is an indication and evidence of the evolution that primitive vertebrates are the descendants of invertebrate chordates. This is a clear-cut sign of evolution, that evolution has occurred. So from the simpler, the complex life is being produced. Now we are going to discuss the advanced vertebrates. What are the advanced vertebrates? Like human being. In advanced vertebrates, kidneys are present. These kidneys have millions of excretory tubules which are called as nephrons. One thing, nephrons are not present segmentally in the kidneys, and second thing, nephrons have extensive blood capillaries surrounding them. Extensive blood capillaries. These blood capillaries actually are for reabsorption of water, reabsorption of useful salts, because the water conservation is the most important thing for the animals living on land. So nephrons are the functional units of the kidneys. Be clear that these are the functional units, not structural units. Structural units are the cells of the kidneys as well as the whole body of living organisms. Some people define the nephrons as structural and functional unit of kidney. No, this is wrong. Structural unit is cell. Functional unit is nephron. The functional units of kidneys are nephron, which are excretory tubules which perform the excretory function of the kidneys in a best way. So next topic is, what are the excretory products in man? Rather, we are going to discuss the excretion in a vertebrate animal, the man, the human being. In excretion in man, first we learn what are the excretory products in man. In man, the most important excretory product is urea. Urea forms are synthesized in urea cycle in the liver from ammonia. When amino acids catabolize, amino group is released through deamination process. These amino groups are converted into ammonia. Ammonia is converted into urea through urea cycle inside the liver of human beings. This is the first and most important nitrogenous waste in the human beings. Second one is the uric acid. In humans, nucleic acids are present in the foods of human beings. For example, when we eat something, that thing includes DNAs as well as RNAs. When DNAs and RNAs break down, they create the uric acid, which is again an excretory product or a waste product in human beings. Moreover, in human beings, the creatinine is the excretory product. What is creatinine? Actually, creatinine is synthesized when creatine phosphate breaks down. What is this creatine phosphate? Creatine phosphate is actually a reserve energy product inside muscles. When we have hard exercise, the energy provided by the aerobic respiration is insufficient, then a reserve product creatine phosphate breaks down and provides energy. A side product creatinine is produced. This side product creatinine is the excretory waste in human beings. And other excretory waste in human beings is bilirubin. Actually, bilirubin is the byproduct of hemoglobin metabolism. What is hemoglobin? A globular protein which is filled inside the red blood cells. We know that the average age of red blood cells is 4 months, 120 days. After 120 days, red blood cells are brought into liver. These are broken down, so hemoglobin present in them is also catabolized. When hemoglobin is catabolized, a side product bilirubin is produced. This is again toxic, so it is important to remove it from the body. We know that in jaundice, which is a disease, the bilirubin get dissolved or get deposit under the skin, due to which the skin turns yellow. Some more toxic substances in humans are other toxins. What are those other toxins? When we eat food, we eat pesticides. We eat vegetables, we eat fruits, those have chemical sprays which are the pesticides. These are also toxic for our body, so these are also produced as a toxic wastes. Drugs, we eat different medicines, the antibiotics, the drugs which are also toxic for the human body. These are removed from the body as a toxic substances. We eat food additives. Different chemicals are added in the food, like in bakery products, in cakes and pizzas, just to make them more tasty, to enhance their color and the smell. Some additives, some chemicals are added in them which are toxic for the human health. These are also removed with the excretory products. So in human beings, these are the excretory products: the urea, the uric acid, the creatinine, the bilirubin, and other toxins. So this was the topic of today. We will learn the excretory organs in detail in the next topic. Thank you.